Hey, what is up everybody? Blades for here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and going over the global update here in the official announcement of both Vino and Makoto. Both of these characters recently got announced here, so in this video it's more or less going to be us talking about that said announcement and then going over both of their kits once again as well here. So if you guys are interested in this, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And as always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It really does help me out a lot here. But what you guys should know for the rest of the day here, we're going to be going ahead and doing another video that's going to be happening later on. It's going to be my takes on the TW version, hence the reason why I'm on the TW version. For some of my people who are on the TW version, I'll be explaining not only just, of course, my thoughts on Marion as a first impressions, but I'll also be explaining all the events in a different video. So y'all might be having 3 whole videos. Hopefully everyone from both global and TW watch all the videos here. But this is something that I'm going to at least start highlighting beforehand, at least at the beginning of the different videos, seeing that some people don't take it too kindly when I don't do videos for other servers or when I do them. I'm gonna just straight up say it right now. If you're subscribed to this channel, expect videos on all the servers except for C, because of course I don't have a C account. But pretty much expect videos from all the servers. That's how it's going to be. My channel is not primarily global. My channel is not primarily TW. So you guys will have to understand that. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the video. So currently on the official P5X Atlas West, I think it is, the Atlas West page here, we ended up getting some information regarding both of the characters. Now, both of these characters we already knew were going to be coming here, one of them being Vino, immediately the 4-star. So this confirms that Vino will be on Makoto's banner, which is so good. I'm hoping they don't do no weird like thing here and change up something, but it pretty much confirms that Vino will be on Makoto's banner. This is something that we've always already wanted here, and is a huge step for anyone who is actually putting any money or even any gems into the Makoto banner. Reason being is because Vino is absolutely insane, and she is going to be helping out Makoto to death when it does come down to this. I will be showcasing also the skills and how they look in game, which is another reason why I'm on TW at the moment. So this also shows you some things here. Absolutely amazing character that she's going to be coming out. She's a 4-star, not a 5-star. So a good thing to at least take note of. Now the next thing here is, of course, Makoto Niijima. We knew that she was going to be coming out here. Queen's actually finally coming out to the game, and it's something that we already knew was going to happen here. With this in mind, for a lot of you guys, I have to say, if you have your resources ready, this is going to be the perfect time, because she is going to rule SOS for at least 2 patches minimum. Seeing that, of course, the patches are going to be a little bit faster, it's going to be at least 2 patches minimum that she's going to wholeheartedly rule SOS. And I would say she could very much so push 3 patches pretty easily. She is a really strong single target DPSer. I went over some of her kit yesterday in the video here, which we're going to go over today as well. But I want to more or less go over the kit while also showcasing some gameplay, because a lot of you guys I've noticed have not noticed, or at least have not seen a ton of the gameplay here. So we're going to be showcasing that in today's video. Now, alongside of this, we are going to be doing a Marion showcase later on, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to go ahead and show off at least our Makoto's team here. If you wanted to run Makoto's team, it would technically be something like this if you really do need to have it here. Reason that we have, of course, our Marion in here is because with this in mind, we're able to keep this team pretty much good and healed here, and that's going to keep everyone in a good little situation. When it comes down to personas that you really want to utilize with Makoto, who's going to be out at this point, you want to have Bishamon. Bishamon's going to help you more or less in the actual nuke side of things here, and it's going to make a lot of things easier for anyone who is really like trying to get to that point and really take good care of at least the nuke side here. So if you do have Bishamon, this will more or less be your best bet, and you really want to keep it at least a good look in this. Main reason is because with his actual passive, which we're going to go ahead and click this real quick, the passive itself is increasing crit rate, which is absolutely amazing with this, and it also increases the main target's nuke damage taken. So whoever you're actually attacking is going to have a 10% taken at least of nuke damage. So it's going to help you out based on every elemental element on the enemy, which can stack 3 whole times, as you can see here as well. And that's going to be absolutely amazing for anyone who wants to use at least use this persona. Now, some other personas that you could possibly use with Makoto here is more or less going to help out her crit rate and crit damage. So of course, for anyone who does have Dionysus at this point, because I think we're starting to hit level 70 on global here, Dionysus is a really good character that you could possibly use. And then if you want at least a good defender, you could very well use, of course, Norn, because they have the windswept type ability. If you get hit, they have a chance to get that winded on them. Or you can just go ahead and use another character who's more of an offensive debuffer, or either a good offensive persona itself, being Yanosik, because Yanosik is really at least popular here. Once we get Palace 3, this will be the dagger that you want to use, but currently, of course, you can use whatever dagger that's available to you guys on at least on global here, and it's more or less going to be your team. Now, once we get cord, you'll end up running like this instead without having a healer, and that would be more or less your better team here. Of course, once we get Futaba into the game, Futaba will be here instead, but we're mainly just using Phoebe just to have the actual little element there so you guys can see what's going on. But let's go ahead and just show her off, because we're not really going to be showing anything else off here, or at least the I would like to say for fighting wise. So let's go ahead and show her off and see what she does inside of battle. Now, how I'm going to do this is every time we're just going to show off the kind of skills that she's performing here, and then from then on we can just go from there as well. Now, the set effect that she uses is the far right one. Majority of these characters do use this far right set, especially for the psychic type. So not psychic type, nuke type themselves here. So let's go ahead and use these and get straight into battle here. Now, as I did say, she's a really good character. She's an amazing single targeter. The only issue is she is a little bit squishy here. So for the ultimate, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it immediately here. I actually do want you guys to get a good little close up on her gloves and everything here. But this is of course how the character model looks. This is how the weapon looks. Pretty awesome here. Amazing character. She has of course her stats. I have her somewhat built decently, but I do have to double back and actually build this character more on my TW here. But for Vino, she has her little persona as well, where she can immediately get on it. I think it's like a manta ray, and she kind of floats on the top of it here. For Vino herself, Vino is using skill 1, and you can kind of see exactly how this works. Hits a little beam here, immediately does that, and then her follow-up looks something like this, where oh well, I guess I was going to show off follow-up, but I accidentally pressed 4. That's what I get for not looking at my fingers for a second, but we'll just go over that later. And then we have the actual highlight for at least our Makoto. Makoto does something like this, where she races around as usual, boom, stops, and does a huge amount of damage. The follow-up, of course, we very well could do, but I don't really want to kill the enemy, so you know what, we're going to do it anyways. So do our follow-up for Vino. She doesn't kill, perfect for us, and it looks pretty darn cool. Now for Vino's ultimate here, and yes, I am going to show it off as well, even though it's going to kill the boss here. Vino has something a little bit different, where she shoots down this little beam, boom, does a huge explosion, pretty darn awesome as well. Now I'm gonna put it to 2x because I did notice I was on 3x here. We're just gonna guard because I really do want to show off the rest of our skills. But for example, our actual Makoto ends up having this extra form. On the second turn that she comes by, you end up getting this mask. What this mask immediately does is now it changes her skill 3. Her skill 3 is going to look something like this, in which at this point it does a huge little bomb instead of what it originally was doing. Originally, what it would end up doing is kind of shooting down these 2 little nuke orbs here, and that's about it. Does some decent damage, but nothing too crazy. Now for the second skill for Vino here, her second skill looks something like this, where she does a little bit of vortex. You're not going to use this too much. You're really just going to be utilizing her skill 1 and skill 3, so don't have to worry about that too much as well. Now we're just going to go ahead and actually just block everything here, because there's no real reason for us to attack. And her other little skill 2, which isn't changed at all for Makoto, looks something like this. You're never going to use her skill 1 or skill 2, but of course still it's nice to see the actual animations here. And then for the skill 3, this is how this is going to look here. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll have a little bit of a puddle at the end, or at least a technological looking puddle. Then it does a little bit of an explosion, which is pretty darn cool to see as well. But those are the 3 things for Vino, looking pretty dang sharp. And then for our girl here, what I would like to do is we're just gonna go ahead and shield up once again, and then I can show off the skill 1. Now skill 1 looks something like, actually let's show off the skill 3, because the skill 1 you're not going to use anyways, but the skill 3, as I did say, it's going to do this here. She tosses down those 3 little nuke orbs, and it does damage. All you got to know with Makoto is the more times you spam skill 3, the better. It's going to deal a lot more damage, of course. And then of course, once you get that lovely mask, you'll be able to use that skill 3, dealing some catastrophic type damage as well. Now for anything regarding, I want to say, the highlights and stuff, or at least the AOAs, I could very well show those if I possibly can get the kills off correctly. Shouldn't be too hard to do so. So I do want to show off at least our Makoto's AOA, and then maybe Vino's AOA. Kind of depends, because Makoto's is technically, well, Makoto's is still technically the same. So what is it called, we could just very well just show off Vino's AoE, and I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do as well, because her AoE is pretty darn cool, and I won't lie, both of which look awesome. I think a lot of you guys are gonna love both of these characters, so if you're able to get them both, it's gonna be great. The more dupes that we do have on Vino, the better it's gonna be as well. So I mean, hey, we want to take those. That's a W in my book. But let's go ahead and just kill this one here. Should be fairly easy to kill off this guy, and then hopefully we're able to just deal a wee bit of damage. I don't want to deal too much damage here, so just get him low. We're gonna get him low. I'm not attacking with Makoto because Makoto will kill this thing, so get it low, and hopefully this should be more than enough to get what we don't, or at least what we want done here to get the AoE, because I do want to showcase the AoE. AoE is pretty darn cool here, so let's do what we gotta do. Boom, and saxophone playing. Gotta love it. You gotta freaking love it. Both of these characters are going to be dropping fairly soon on at least the global version here. So of course, if you guys have questions about both of the characters, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. And I'll try to get another video going over them even more in detail if you guys would like me to. I didn't go full detail because I know the last video I did where I talked about both their kits. So if you guys want me just to do a separate video that's just specifically their kits and everything like that, then I'll go ahead and do that as well. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and peace out.